So I finally made my decision. But before we end up getting into that, I want to talk about, thank you so much for the encouragement. Y'all are even more encouraging on the second video, truly, and I'm just so thankful for it. The goal would hopefully be to try and hopefully find something here. And if remote is the way to go, then that is amazing. That is great. But currently where I'm at, that is where my discouragement actually came from at first. But since I made my decision, man, we're going to get into a little bit about how I'm actually feeling way happier, man. I feel like I made a plan. I have a plan. And the way it got revealed to me, like, I'm going to explain it. And it's really like just shocking to me because I just know that it was God, like truly behind it. God had shown me where to go. And I thought maybe it was a door that God was closing, but really it was a redirection and God was showing me how to get there. And I'm just so thankful. Glory to God for absolutely everything, y'all. Like, God is truly just amazing. Y'all have no idea. I understand how much studying is going to be to end up learning cybersecurity, and I 100% know I got it down pat. I'm just going to document the whole thing. Of course, there's going to be moments where it's going to be hard, but I'm gonna push myself through it. I know I could do anything I put my mind to. Let's jump into a little bit of this decision. So we already knew what my before plan was, but now let me tell you what it is now. I plan to choose stability first over chasing this thing that could potentially not happen as, permanent, as if I were to study to like be a doctor or like a physician. Like, that's probably gonna happen, like if you pass all that, it's gonna happen. I feel like for me, I want to choose something that is more stable. I'm not gonna say exactly what that stability is, but when I was looking into this specific job, it has a security team that I can actually end up getting into if I want to go the cybersecurity route, and it has an IT team if I want to stick to IT. And both of them pay naturally over, their pay rate is naturally higher than just working inside of like a smaller tech company or just a smaller business or school. It pays even higher than that for the cap pay, not like the starting pay, but the cap pay, which my goal is to always have a job with a high cap pay because I want to feel like, there's always something to work more towards. So for me, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a perfect place to go, for one, because like I said, it builds stability, and there are so many other positions besides the IT and or the security. So and then these other positions are really like needed positions in daily life in every place that you go. I wonder if y'all are catching on, but probably not. I'm not sure yet. But it's needed in, in everywhere you go, right? Literally, this is in every single state, probably in every single city or city over. There's always going to need to be these people in this area. Not only with the stability, you can end up rising up in those careers or specialize in those things, right? And be able to still cap pay at 50. So in my head, it's like, it's a win-win, because if I come here specifically to get into IT and IT security and it doesn't work out, I could still rise up in this more stable job and be able to still get paid what I wanted to get paid for the IT and, security and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, that's going to be a pretty good place to be at in the end, because if I can rise up here or rise up here in the same building, why not take that opportunity? So I feel like I found my plan. I think the problem is that I felt so sad because things started to feel a little bit uncertain when it felt certain. And I feel like specifically with this idea, instead of trying to choose tech, which is, sorry to say, a little bit unstable compared to other career fields that you could chase, I decided to choose something with stability that also has tech. And I think that probably is the smartest decision I could do as of right now, especially for the way that I'm feeling, because what I'm lacking is stability. Not at my current job, but just with my dream. So I started to panic when I realized, like, oh shoot, it's not as stable to get into the security job. It's actually going to be a minute. And I understand that there are percentages saying that, there's going to be a lot of SOC analysis or entry-level cybersecurity positions rising up in the next years, like percentage-wise. But, and that depends on really the area you live. And I already discussed why I can't really just move around like that. It's not as easy as it is just to say, like, go live here, when that's not really something that I could just do. You know what I mean? So for me, I feel like I found the balance, and I'm actually happy. The reason why I can't really show it in this video, for one, is because it's kind of a new plan that I came up with. So part of me needs to really be okay with, the stable job in itself. And I have to really be okay with, you know, if that IT part of things don't work after I learn everything. By the way, I'm letting y'all know I need to learn it. I haven't learned none of it yet. I do plan on learning it. This is all next year. I'm really thinking far ahead in the future. I want to make sure that what I plan on learning and going to school for and having to pay for ends up being worth it. That's why I'm looking so far in the future, because I don't want to waste my time now and it doesn't get nowhere. But I really need to make sure that with this stable job, is this something I actually want to do or would be okay with doing? Because if I'm gonna go there in the hopes that I could get here, but then let's say I don't get over here, am I just gonna leave now because I don't really like the stable job? So it's like, no, I want to make sure that it's something that I'm really interested in. So I'm not like happy yet, just because I really am still a little bit unsure if this is even the right decision. I think that's the best way to say it. I'm still unsure, but the way that it got revealed to me was just so beautiful, because when I was sitting there and I was really sad about this whole situation, and I was praying to God, and I always pray to him when I feel like this, and I always say, God, please make my paths clear, because I understand, you know, walking by faith, you got to just go, and sometimes it's blurry, man. Sometimes it's blurry, sometimes it's foggy, sometimes it's clear, sometimes there's a roadblock you got to get around. And so for me, I was praying that to God when I started to feel really like, oh shoot, like that closed, like that. I thought that was the clear path, now I'm stuck. And when I was basically looking and talking to my partner brought up this idea about doing something, which I can't wait to end up finally telling y'all in the future, but we'll see when that happens. But my partner was bringing up this idea of like getting into this more stable job. And at first I was like, but you know, it sounded really good because of the shift and the schedule. So I was like, maybe this is probably where I should go. So I started to really look into it, and then just somehow I just was going on this rabbit hole of like asking about different things you could specialize in, different things you could do. And I was like, oh, okay, this isn't that bad. But then somehow I just ran into the IT team, and I was like, yo, and like, of course, every place has an IT team, but I didn't think about it having a security team. So I was like, bruh, I found the place. Because especially, you know, a lot of places like to hire internally as well. They prefer that over hiring people from the outside. So I'm like, if I can get in here, it is possible I can network my way into a position that would be amazing. So, you know, when I just like fumbled into there, I was like, bro, I know this wasn't by accident. Like, what are the odds my partner brought up this career? And then what are the odds I'm going down this like rabbit hole of trying to figure things out, and somehow I stumble across this team, and then boom, it has a security team, and it's like, this is the exact place where I needed to be. Like, literally, it was just so insane. Like, God works in just so many ways, bro, because I'm like, yo, how did I get on this page? You just can't find it that easily. So I was just like, God really had me. And this whole time I'm thinking he closed the door and he just directed me more to it. I've been praying for him to make it more clear, and that's just all he was doing. And I lost faith in those days. And I feel like that taught me to just keep my faith, seriously, like stay, like even when it looks blurry, just stay walking in faith, because God showed me like it was only blurry for a couple days, and you sat here and just completely like was disappointed, sad, as if it was like the end of the world, and God was like, I was just trying to show you, you know what I mean? And I feel like it kind of showed me how like when things are going good, it's like I have the most faith, but then as soon as things started to get a little bit I just panicked. And you know, I feel like that's like a natural, you know, human emotion, but I feel like it's also something that I could 100% control and learn how to fix. And so I'm very happy that I saw that in myself, because it was like, it was only for a couple days. Well, actually, I think it was like five days. I think it was like a week, but you know, I really thought like that was it. And boom, I seen this, and it opened my eyes, and I just feel so much more happier again. I know it's not really coming off, but I'm exhausted. It's been a long day today, y'all, but I just started to feel so much more happier again. I feel like I found the place, and there's like, at this point, y'all, there's no saying that this one isn't like permanent, because in my head, if I'm okay with the stability of this job, like I said, I'm still a little bit unsure, because do I really want to do this stable job? I have to look more into it, because if I pick something I'm not going to be happy with, I'm gonna be pissed if I left my main job, you know what I mean? Which I probably wouldn't plan on doing anyway, but you know, it's just like, I would be pissed if that was like a decision I made and it wasn't the right decision. So for me, I'm kind of like up in the air with my decision making as of right now, so I'm still a bit unsure, but it feels permanent, that I feel so happy, it feels so certain again, it feels stable. And it feels like I could still chase my dream among the stability. And I think that was the feeling I was just chasing for. I finally had the peace of mind. And I just got to remember to keep God in my thoughts, like truly in my prayers, and pray to him about this situation and really walk with him along this situation. And, you know, I really just got to remember that, to just bring him, like come, like move with him. He's already there. He was already making that path clear. And I wasn't walking with him. It was like I was only walking when I saw it, but when I didn't see it, I stepped back. And it's like, no, you gotta keep pushing, because he showed you what it is. Now do the necessary steps to get there. And even if it feels blurry again, continue to go down those necessary steps. Of course, you're gonna feel that natural human emotion of sadness, but like, just at least still walk in faith. Because I could be honest, I feel like that first day when I found out about it, I didn't have faith at all. I was like, that's it, that's the end, I don't know what to do. My partner supported me, like, no, you got to keep doing this, you got to keep doing that. I'm like, no, like I feel like quitting. I just remember that, and it was like the deepest drop in my stomach, heartache I've ever felt in my life. And I'm just so happy now to say that I don't have that feeling no more. I feel actually very happy, because I feel like I found it out again, and it's not like it was anything different. It's just exactly where I know where to go now. Made it even more clear. Like, it's the best thing in the world, man. But you know, I just really got to continue looking into the stability of this job. And even so, if it's not even stable, or I mean, it's stable, but I need to look into like if this is something I want to do. And even so, I ended up finding out other positions that are still stable, that have security teams within them, so I can even check those out if I really didn't want to go this route. But I think with those other positions though, I don't think you could be in the main job and then really rise up to getting good pay. I feel like this is really the perfect spot to be. I just kind of gotta put my mind into it. But you know, like I said, I don't want to say exactly what it is until I get in there and I end up cooking. And I'm gonna be taking y'all along with me though. But there's gonna be a lot of things that have to end up rerouting. I know I'm saying this a little bit more towards the end, but I am eventually going to be going to school for something. Hopefully it should be by December or January-ish. I should know by December, and I'll let y'all know if I am enrolled into it, because there's things I need to go into it. I need to get certain things need to happen, like for me, certain things need to happen with my partner, and then we're gonna enroll into this specific program. And if we can end up getting into that, man, I will tell y'all when I'm in it. And by then, hopefully I can end up getting into this stable job by, I think, April, May, January, February, March, April, May. Yeah, maybe May, hopefully, should be when I could hopefully land. And no, not even, maybe January, February, March, April, May, June. Maybe in June, hopefully I could land this stable job. And when I get there, man, y'all are clearly gonna know about it, because why would I not tell y'all? Why would I not tell y'all? I gotta tell y'all. So y'all should know if I'm enrolled in it by December. And if I'm enrolled in it, I know I'm gonna pass it, because I ain't playing. I don't play by myself. If I'm learning something, I'm gonna do it. Like, and especially if I'm spending money for it, I'm gonna do it. But all right, y'all, I'm so glad that y'all came along with me for this, man. Y'all really encouraged the hell out of me. I needed it. Thank y'all so much for this encouragement. I'll be catching y'all on the next one. Y'all are super goated, man. Deuces.